No, it's okay. So, yeah, I just thought we would. And if anybody thinks there's anything that they'd rather go over, please shout, because I'm not precious. But I thought fears was a good one. What are we scared of? What do we think's holding us back?
Yeah.
What do you think, Rachel?
Yeah, that's good, because I think that we don't really talk about fears. We talk about what you should be doing, like, you know, this is how you grow your business, this is what you're doing. But yeah, it's probably a topic that we don't really cover a lot of, is it?
Yeah, cool.
I don't find that I cover it enough.
I think it's just about acknowledging them, isn't it? And I think I think the reason that it's came up is because and I posted quite a bit of stuff from it on Facebook, but I've been reading, well, I've read now, it's a really quick read, a book called Girl Code. And it's really good. It's a very quick read. It's only £3.50 off Amazon to put onto like your iPad or tablet or whatever. And it's a really, really good book. And she talks a lot about, you know, your mindset and that it's all in your own mind. And I really loved it because I felt like, I know I will read it again. I've actually downloaded another book of hers called, and I've just started to read this, called Success and Failures. Oh, sorry, Fearless and Fabulous. Oh, so there you go. So that's, no wonder I'm thinking about fear. Because it talks about when your passion outweighs your fear. And when we did the Wanting One mission in Liverpool, that was something that Sven covered, and it really, really helped me, because he was talking about how, you know, say for example, and we've obviously got Louise on the call. So we've got Louise on the call who says, I want to leave my job. We know that. Louise said that. That's not something that I'm just sharing with everybody for the first time. What position I know Louise is in at the moment is that it is more uncomfortable for her to be in that job than it is for her to face her fears. So Louise will be doing things that she's probably thinking, oh my God, am I really doing this? But that's because she wants to, she's in that place. So what you can be is you can be in a place where you might say, I'm trying to think of another one. Say, for example, I want to leave somebody. So if you're in a relationship, you want to leave them, okay? Then you might actually be quite comfortable being uncomfortable. So even though you know it's not really where you want to be, even though you know that's the person that you're not going to stay with, it might be a bit awkward. You might have a house together, you might have, and I'm speaking from experience here, by the way, not with my current husband, hasten to add. But you know, you've got a house together, you've got, you know, commitments together, you've got lots of mutual friends. So even though being a person isn't what you want to do, you're sort of just going with the flow a little bit, because it'd actually be quite a hassle to leave them. So it's, you know, you're more comfortable being uncomfortable. But then at some point, maybe something will shift. And at that point you go, you know what, actually, no, this isn't, you know, that comfortableness shifts. And you're like, no, actually, this get to know. And that can happen with, you know, with your job, with anything in life, anything that you're going through in life, you can all of a sudden go, do you know what, actually, no. I know, speaking from experience, and the reason it spoke to me quite a lot in Liverpool was because we're in a position at the moment, you know, with the business where, you know, the bills are being paid, and therefore, you know, it's not an uncomfortable situation to be in. Have you had a wheelo? But so when you're in that sort of like comfortable place, you might not push yourself, and you might need to get to a place where it feels really, really uncomfortable for you to do anything. And that's where I am at the moment. So I'm like, right, no, this isn't actually, I don't want to be in this place any longer. I want more, I want this and I want that. And so then you're actually willing to face those fears and do the things that, you know, you want to do. So one of the key things about your fears is that it's all in your head. So if everybody's got pen and paper, has everybody got pen and paper?
Yeah.
Okay, right, cool. So what I want you to do is I want to do an exercise around self-limiting beliefs. So in this exercise, what I want you to do, it can be a goal that is this month, if that's going to be quite a big goal, or it can be a 2-month, 3-month goal, whatever. I would imagine from looking at the call, other than Rachel, the majority of people, their goal would be diamond. So that would be like a goal of diamond. So when you think of that goal, when you think of diamond, if you write down I am diamond, then things will pop into your head. And those things are your self-limiting beliefs. So things will pop into your head like, silly idiot. Your dad's being silly. Things will pop into your head like, so the first time I did this, I can remember I was at a Ruby and I wanted to go diamond. And so the first time I did it, I was like, self-limiting beliefs were things like I'm not motivating enough, I'm not inspiring, I've never done it before, so why could I do it now? And it's just all those little things. So it's basically the little gremlins in your head. So what you do is you write down all of those, and when you think about it, so you'll write those down, and if you get to about 5, really, really focus and concentrate, because there will be more. You will have about 10 to 20 things that pop into your head when you think about your that goal. And those self-limiting beliefs are really, you know, they're based around your fears and sorry, yes, darling. No. How can you, Louis, sorry. Lie down. This is because he's had a sleep this afternoon. Lethal. Yeah, so when you write down your self-limiting beliefs, then what you do is you literally look at them, acknowledge them, and then know that they're nothing. They're just voices in your head. They don't mean anything at all. Go and sit your dad then. Oh dear, the joys of parenting.
Dad want me to go to sleep.
I want you to go to sleep. Here's my little gremlin in my head.
Why can we not go on something?
Go in your bedroom on it.
I can't.
You can. Go in your own bedroom. Go on. They do it on purpose because they know I'll crack when they're on the phone. So, yeah, so that's it. So that's your self-limiting beliefs. And all you do is you just acknowledge them and then you're going to rip them up. You don't have to do that now, obviously, but you're going to literally read them, scrunch them up, and throw them away because they're not helping you. They're not true. There'll be things like, so I know I've had in the past things like, I've never earned that sort of money before, so why would I be able to earn it now? I've never been able to get, so I know like when I was going for like AAA, things like I've never got a person that I've personally mentored to diamond, all different things. So write them down, but know that they are just your beliefs and they're not reality. So the other thing around fears is, because I'm guessing you're all going to want a little bit of time to think about the self-limiting beliefs, is I just really wanted to have a chat about these, really. So I suppose it was everyone can just have a chat about what their fears are, and we can all help each other get over them, really.
Can I just add something which I've found recently that's helped me? Like the things that I've written down that I remember that I feared when I first started was that, like, I didn't worry about not having customers because I knew that I would have a handful of people who wanted to try the product. But what I kind of thought is, like, long term about, like, are you going to have enough customers? And I know that's one of the things that comes up from a lot of potentials I've talked to. They say I don't know enough people.
Yeah.
And I did always worry about being prejudged and annoying my friends with my posts.
Yeah.
And I think everyone worries about that. But I think I've just got to the point where I don't care anymore. I just think, I know how amazing this business is, and if you don't want to see it, just remove us, because I'll use that space for a new friend. You know what I mean? But I think when you start off, there are people who really, really care about what their friends like think. I've been chatting to one girl, and she said that she used to do another MLM, and she gave it up because she said it just got on her nerves, and she didn't like annoying people. And I think that after learning a lot about social media, people think that as soon as you make a post, everybody sees it on your Facebook, and they don't. So, you know, you're thinking you're annoying your friends, but the reality is, of every like 3 to 6 posts, your friends might only see 1 or 2 of them. They're not seeing every single post. Maybe your best friends will, because they're the ones that you may interact with more on Facebook, but generally all of your friends don't see it. And I know that some people worry about not knowing enough about the business and about the product. I didn't have a clue when I first started. I just jumped in and thought, right, I'm just going with it, and I just learned as I went. But I think some people are fearful of getting started before that kit arrives, or before they've kind of read everything, and I think that can hold people back, especially if the kit gets delayed. Because I've had some people, especially on BOGOs and stuff, where people have been waiting for that kit. And I know that Shauna won't mind us saying, but she had a distributor who had a party booked, and our kit literally took weeks to get there, and she really, like, it really affected her motivation. But I think recently I've been talking to potentials, and I've been thinking about what I was worried about when I first joined. And I've actually been messaging people saying, look, we've been talking about this for a while. Like, I know there's something holding you back. What is it? Like, what are you fearful of? And trying to relate to them. And then saying, I felt exactly the same. And trying to be more, like, showing more empathy towards people, and putting yourself in their shoes. And I've found that kind of hasn't got more people to join as such, but it's got more of a positive interaction and conversation going, rather than someone just saying, oh, it's not for me, I don't think it'll work out. Because I'm empathizing with what they're saying, and I'm relating to it, and telling them, like, you know, we've all felt like that, and I'm using examples. So just for anyone who's got potentials who might be saying things like, I don't think I could be successful with it, or I don't know enough people, you can just say, you know, we all feel like that. That was just my little bit of contribution.
It's really good. And I think sometimes we think that it is exclusive to network marketing, that sort of fear of being annoying And that's why I really, you know, there's a whole chapter on that subject in the book about, you know, not worrying about what anybody thinks.
Mel, was that the girl called?
Yeah, honestly, I can't remember. I'll tell you who it's by in a minute, but I've literally just been I've literally screenshot the pages out of the book, because there's just so many points. But that one's really, for me, I found that one really enlightening, because I think when you realise that actually it's not just women in network marketing that feel that way, it's every single woman who has a business that has that same fear about being irritated and annoying, and that you really do just have to, that's the key. I think it's the biggest fear for me that I come across with people. It's a really good one to acknowledge, that one is, Rach, because it is I find that's the most common one.
You know what, I've never thought of it in the same, like how you said, anyone who owns their own business. Because sometimes I think when people first start, everyone gets off at different paces. Some people will be really quick in selling their first kit, and some people it'll take a while. But I think, like, I do say to people, you know, if you opened up a shop selling cakes, you're not going to get 100 people through the door. You're going to have to go out, you're going to have to advertise, or even a takeaway or a clothes shop. Just because you're based in a shop, like in a, maybe it would be different if you're based in the Trafford Centre or the Metro Centre, because people are there anyway. But in a local area, you've got to be out there, and you've got to be showing people why they should come to your, why they come to your shop. So it's no different to having a self-employment business in any other way.
No.
You're going to have to put the work in, because even if you just started up a beauty business, or like I say, anything that you work on yourself. But I never thought about when you were saying all self-employed people feel like that. I never really thought of it like that, because I do always think about MLM, if that makes sense.
I didn't, and honestly, I didn't. I was so focused in the whole, you know, it's us as network marketers, we feel like we're being irritating. And then I just read this chapter, and to be fair, I've only really thought, as I've just sat here, that she she isn't referring, this book isn't about network marketing. This book is about any woman that goes into business. And it's really, really enlightening to hear that every single person has all the same fears, all the same worries. And I think, you know, one of the biggest things we do is we become overly apologetic about the fact that we're in network marketing.
Totally.
You know, it's a massive fear that we have, because, you know, because of how we've been programmed. But the truth is, you know, it's no different really to any other business, other than you just haven't got ridiculous overheads.
Like someone, I've got friends on my page who do like beauty, do you know, like card making and home crafts and things, and I see their posts coming up all the time, and I don't even think like, oh, that's annoying. I just think they're doing their business. Like, I just think they're promoting the business. I don't think anything more than that. But I don't know whether people think differently of what we're doing.
Do you know what? I think to a certain degree they will do. I think because to a certain degree they think, you know, sometimes we're not classed as a proper business. But what I'd say is that that's because people have pulled up, you know, made little main pictures, haven't they, and all the rest of it. And if you see that, or if you can see a post, it can often make you feel like they're talking about you. And sometimes they are. But I'm in this, I'm not entirely sure how I've got into this group. It's called a Mums and Hustle business club or something. I think it's actually in Australia. I've no idea how I've got myself into this group, but it's they're talking a lot, and one of the women had put how on her Instagram she started to use the hashtag hustle quite a lot, and one of her friends had put a picture up that put less hustle, more lead with grace rather than hustle or something. And she was like, I think I'm taking it a little bit personally. I think it's aimed at me. And the truth is, it could well have been. And that's what everybody said. But it doesn't matter that it was aimed at her. And unfortunately, the majority of women and people out there don't like seeing people trying to better themselves and be successful. And it doesn't matter whether you're in network marketing, whether you've opened a cake shop or a clothes shop or decided to become a beautician. If people think you're doing well, they feel the need to knock you down a peg or two.
Know what it is, right? Like, this has been my main thing. All of my close friends don't support us at all. One of them even went as far as to saying, am I losing my identity for wearing an It Works t-shirt at the weekend? And I was just thinking, are you kidding us? Like, I was like, if I can make some money by wearing an It Works t-shirt instead of like just wearing a normal plain top, like, I'm gonna wear it.
Yeah.
Not in my car, but like, that's something that every so often it does kind of get in your head, because like, I know that they've probably all unfollowed us, and like, when you meet up with your friends and they ask obviously what you've been doing and stuff, and a large part of my life is It Works, and I kind of feel now as though I can't talk about it, because if I do, they're just like, and oh, you know what I think about that, and it is.
Yeah.
You've really got to overcome. I didn't expect it. Whereas like one of my friends within the same sort of circles doing unique with the makeup, and they're all like, oh yeah, but because I'm doing body wraps, they're just honestly
They'll soon turn, Ora. They'll soon turn.
Yeah.
She's probably only just started, so they'll be nicey. Well, when that girl shared that, I shared that I'd been to so with the mums from football, we were sat I think we were watching the boys doing some England, they were training with Gareth Southgate. It was amazing. Anyway, two of the girls who are my friends, I get on really well with these women, sat in front of me, and they were discussing another girl in business, and they were saying, oh, she charges this, and and I just sat listening, and one of the women was like, oh yeah, she said, there's no way I could have my own business, I'm too nice. I was like, oh, okay. So because this girl actually wants to earn a living from her business and charges, that means she's not nice. I was like, you've basically just said to me, in front of me, to my face, that because I've got my own business, I must be a hard-faced bitch. I was like, that's just hilarious.
It's exactly what you say, though. It's people don't like seeing other people doing well, and you know what it is? It's generally the people who are sitting worrying about money or in a bit of a rut with something, and they just don't like the fact that someone else is doing better because they're comparing themselves, thinking, I wish I could do that. That's what it is.
Well, yeah, it is, because one of the girls is on maternity, but she'll have to go back to work in an office.
And she doesn't want.
She's not said she doesn't want to, but she wouldn't actually want to. I don't know. She has admitted it. So I think there is a bit of envy there that I can work from home and obviously be around for the boys and not have to go back to the office environment. And the other girl did makeup. So she did professional makeup, and she was really absolutely so talented at it. But I think because of the hours and also other stuff that she was doing, her husband basically said something's got to give. So her own personal business that she'd set up was the thing that was going to have to give. So yeah, both people are in a position where, and they've both got amazingly lovely lives, so they shouldn't, you know, be feeling that way. But there's quite a few little comments from that direction, to be honest. It makes me laugh.
The thing is, though, I went along to a meeting just to support someone that I've made friends with who's in another MLM, and it was like our first kind of like, you know how they do those opportunity meetings. I think she's always got us on kind of thinking, oh, she might join your team, but she knows I'm really happy doing this. Like, this was like, God, probably about a year ago.
Yeah.
And I think she was just thinking, oh, if I invite her, she'll hear this and she'll want to join me. But, you know, asked us to go along for to support her and stuff. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to, because if I ever do anything and I've gone and supported her, she'll feel that, like, to return the favour.
Yeah.
And as they do, like what we do with It Works, they got up the, like, people who'd earned a lot of money with the business. And there was this lady who's, like, obviously a few levels, like, higher than what the Glass is who I'm friends with. And she got up and she just said, you know, I was approached by this business a few times and I said no, I wasn't really interested. She said, and then I started using the product. And then she said, just one day I just thought, you know what, I need to do something. And she said the thing was, we had a really big house, we had a really flash car, we had, like, people would think we had a perfect life, but under the surface our legs were like that, trying to stay afloat.
Yeah.
She said, and people just assumed that, you know, because we went on holiday and we did this, that and the other, that we can afford nice things. But she just basically said that even though people have got good jobs, people generally live to their means. So people generally have a car and a house, and all of their outgoings are spent because that's how much they can afford. So they spend it all, and they didn't really save much. And it was a bit of an eye-opener to me, because I then thought, people prejudge in this business and think, oh, they wouldn't be interested because they've got a good job, or they wouldn't be interested because they've been to university and they've done this, this and this. I couldn't see them wanting to do something along these lines. But it was an eye-opener to me, and I think a lot of distributors, until you kind of get experience, I think people do prejudge on the surface that someone's doing well.
Absolutely. Well, no one would have approached me because I worked, you know, full-time as a marketing manager. You know, they would have thought that we were in a comfortable position and that I wouldn't have had the time to do it.
Yeah.
But the truth was, I'd gone back to work and had no idea how we were going to move, how we were going to pay for holidays. It was just all of, like, God knows how that's going to happen. And we've also got, goodness mate, we've got so many people in the team in that sort of situation that, you know, Trace, you know, in particular, we've got Tracy on the phone, who's, again, in a comfortable position. You know, she's a stay-at-home mum, and Tracy's, you know, part of Tracy is doing it is for herself. We've got also, you know, Tracy Edwards in the team as well, who commutes from London to Scotland because she's got such a good job. So no financial pressures there whatsoever, yet she doesn't want to do that.
I think people's I always try and say to people never to take no for a definite no. It's just a not right now, because I think life changes so quickly and your circumstances can change, and you could be enjoying something 1 minute and then be worn out and kind of think, I need a change, or, you know, I've done this for so long, how am I going to do it for like another 20, 30, 40 years? It's like thought of having to do something until you retire, even though you might love the job. It's certain jobs are very, very exhausting. And at some point you might just want that break, and you might just think, you know, I want to do something else. I just want to have a bit of more freedom over what I'm doing. We've had people recently join the team who are, Louise has had someone join who's a social worker, and we've got a few teachers and stuff. So it just goes to show that it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
What?
Tracy Bennett Rice was a social worker who's on the phone. That was what her past experience is in. So with regards to the posts, do you think it's just something just clicks in your head and you just think, like you said, Rachel, that's it, I'm not, stuff it, I don't care any longer?
Yeah, I think
that in this one. Just for me,
Yeah.
right? Like, I was terrified. Like, I was like, oh God, can I post it? Oh God, can I really add someone as a friend? And it's when I decided to go for Ruby and I just got over myself. And I remember saying to Shauna and Rachel, like, I'm just going for it. And you lose that fear when you realise that you're chasing your goal and that you can do it. And it's the best feeling. And sometimes it creeps a little bit back in. It doesn't disappear forever. But I found that, like, when you've really got your vision and you think, right, I'm going Ruby, or right, I'm going Diamond, that fear just goes and you just totally get over yourself and you're just like a woman on a mission. I don't know if anyone else has felt like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, I remember just being the best feeling. Whether or not I got my Ruby, it didn't matter, because I just kind of felt like I got over that fear, and it was such a big, like, achievement for me from where I first started.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I did a video when I was going for triple. First thing in the morning, it popped up on my newsfeed the other day in my memories, and I was like, oh God.
I remember that.
Remember that video? I was literally begging. It was, you know, but you know what? It worked. People got in touch, so.
That's one fear I do need to get over. I need to get over my fear of doing a Facebook Live, because I haven't done a proper one yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I need to start doing them, because it's just going to be, it's a really good feature of Facebook. But it's a feature that once everyone starts using it and you start getting notifications saying all your friends are live, you're going to kind of skim over and watch the ones you want to. Whereas at the moment, it's a bit of a, like, I might only get one of my friends to go live on Facebook once a day out in my whole friends list that I see the notification for, like, when I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
And I think that's mint, because at the moment, like, a lot of people, I don't even think a lot of people even realise that they've got that feature. But I just need to get over myself. That's my goal this month. I need to do at least one Facebook Live. I keep saying every week I'm going to do one, but then my hair's always tied back and I always look a mess. So I'm like, right, I'll find a time when I've done my hair, which isn't very often.
I know.
That's the thing with me, because I want to look all right on it. So,
Rachel, if I can do it half clad, getting me back and me belly out, you can do it, man. With your hair tied back.
Oh wow! Is that what you did?
Yeah.
I don't think I could get my tummy out on live.
Louise was on it to wrap me back.
No, that's amazing.
I've been Facebook Lived by other people in the team, like at a wrap party, actually applying the wrap and seeing how it works and everything. But because I'm not looking at the camera, I think it puts yourself off. You know, when you're looking at yourself, you start forgetting what you're talking about. And because Facebook Live is live, that's why I'm a bit like, oh, what happens if I totally mess it up?
Let me tell you now, I've done some, and afterwards I thought that was horrendous. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I've just done that. I've just literally wittered on. So what I would say is, before you do it, have a few pointers as to what you want to say. The thing with Facebook Live is that you feel like you need to talk for at least 2 to 3 minutes, just because people are just starting. You'll see the people coming on, and if you've said what you're already going to say, you then have to sort of repeat it because the people have only just come on. So it is a bit scary in that way, I have to admit. And that's probably why I don't do as many of them as what I would like to do.
I think it's because I say so much. Mm-hmm. I say and yeah, and and then when I realise I'm doing it, it puts us off the train of thought that I've got, because I'm trying to concentrate on not saying that word, and it's just.
I
You know
would
what
say
I hate?
just have a few pointers of what you want to get across.
For me,
Definitely
it's
got to
knowing
do
that
Because
everyone
otherwise you waffle, because I do. Sorry, Louise.
No, sorry, I'm just saying for me, it's that fear of walking into work the next day knowing that people have been watching it and probably going, have you seen Louise's video? Who does she think she is?
Yeah, you just have to get that don't care thing. So I did one on the way to Liverpool, and I switched it off, and Neil went, does everybody see that? And I'm like, well, they can do, yeah. And he was like, you're crazy. And I'm like, yeah, to be fair. And there is that moment afterwards, and especially if I do one in the day and then I go and do the school run, I'm like, not looking people in the eye in case they're like, oh, here she is. Little miss, look at me and what I do and join my team. So you do feel like that, but you just think, oh, stuff it. They think that about me anyway, most of them. So, so that's about the posts. So how about so another one that evokes fear in people is adding people as friends on Facebook. How do you guys? I don't think Vicky's laughing because that's actually her that won't add people on Facebook. I think it might be.
Oh, I can't do it. I really can't do it.
But you can. It's so easy, honestly. Do you know what the funniest thing is that you really don't get hardly anybody saying, who are you?
Yeah. See, lately I've been posting like on local like mums groups and like local selling groups to see if anyone was interested. And I mean, I've had one or two people ask about them, and then I tell them about obviously the products and about the company and this, that, and the other. And then it's when you get to the price bit, and it's like, oh no, it's all right. And I'm like, well, it's worth it in the long run, because obviously it's like,
Yeah.
if you did like the 12th week, it's like a lifetime supply of wraps, and it's just like, oh no, I don't have the money, and it's like, come on.
Oh, honestly, I was only talking to somebody about this earlier. I've got so many people that I'm talking to, and all I hear is I can't afford it.
Yeah.
I just turn it round and go, haha, you should join me and be a rap girl. Then you could rap for free. And for as many people that will then go, oh, join my team, you will get people that say, well, how much is this kit then? How do I do that? And then the minute you see that, they're a name on a prospect distributor list that you can talk to. And
yeah, there's a couple of times where I've had people say like about, oh, how much is it like to set up, but because I didn't pay to set up, I kind of got me 4 customers,
yeah,
and then they
you're
paid
perfectly placed then to help them.
So, yeah, so I've hinted on about that way, and they're like, I'll have to see, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I don't want to pressurize them too much, so I've just like kind of just let it settle down, and then I'll ask them, say, a month, 2 months time. Again, if there's still nothing, then I'll give it like another couple of months. But I don't want to be constant nagging, because my friend does, all this forever living stuff.
Yeah.
And she keeps nagging us, and it's constantly, and I'm like, listen, I do the wraps instead. I don't want to do the forever. Because there's loads of people do forever. There's loads of people do Avon, and I was like, this is something new. So, but it's just kind of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure Rachel's told you this anyway, but remember that those people, you don't necessarily have to be messaging them to be on their mind. So make sure that they're on a see first list on Facebook, so their posts pop up first, and make sure that you're liking and commenting their stuff.
Yeah.
And building a relationship that way with them. is what I would say. And then
Right.
just message them every so often. So maybe you've had a good before and after picture, or maybe you've got an online party, and you can just say, oh, pop onto this, and then you're not really hassling them because you're just giving them the opportunity to pop on if
Yeah.
they want to. The other thing as well is if they're talking like about the 12-day or 90-day challenge, saying it's too expensive, I will usually leave it a couple of weeks or a month. Sorry, stop it. That off.
No.
Go into the bedroom then.
No.
You're not lying there on it.
Johnny won't let me. Johnny won't.
Fine, he's got an iPad now. Go and lie down.
No.
I have so much control over my children, as you can have just, you know, the air of authority there, and they're completely taking absolute no notice whatsoever of me. Yeah, so after about a couple of weeks, or I might just message them and say, oh, I know you said you can't afford the loyal customer thing. Would you consider trying one wrap as a trial?
Yeah.
And you can sell quite a few single wraps that way.
Yeah. I was going to say I've done a few wraps. Like, I've only got the one loyal customer at the moment, but I'm really hoping come end of June, because I had a few people interested for the end of May, and I was like, right, 7 o'clock in the morning, like I was saying to Louise and Shauna the other day, 7 o'clock in the morning, I knew it was payday for everyone, so I just like whacked out a message to everyone saying, oh, like especially the girls that were interested in the 12-week plan, and they've said, oh, I'm going to wait until next month. And it's like, right. So I've got like a reminder set on my phone, ready to message them.
Well, the good news is that end of month is on, it's on a Thursday. You see, you need end of month to be on a Friday, don't you?
Yeah.
That's when you do really well, because I notice, especially this month, with end of month being the Tuesday after a bank holiday, everybody was busy skins because they'd spent all the money going out over the bank holiday.
And of course, it's the kids' holidays this week as well.
People need the money for that, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a bit of a big bit. It's a Thursday.
I would say what happens as well is like when people make goals and you think, right, okay, so I'm going to do the steps to success, I need to find 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors each month, and that's what I'm going to aim for. And then you get someone saying, oh yeah, I'll sign up next week, I get paid. So you kind of tick them off in your head and think, right, I've got one, now I need another few. And then you get people saying, yeah, I'll sign up at the end of the month. And then you think, right, I found them, right, they're all going to sign up. So you don't look for more. And I've done it before as well. But what I've realised is that you haven't got any control over them signing up. And we all, regardless of what level we are and how long we've been in this business, we will all get them people that you message and they say, oh, I've had an unexpected bill. Oh, sorry.
Oh my God, I had so many
new pair of shoes or something like that. And then you're like, oh my God, I was expecting one person to sign up. And then you go to panic and you're like, oh, well, that's one less. Instead of just focusing on saying, right, every day I'm going to message 10 new people, or every day I'm going to message 5 people. Because if you message that many people each day, you will get people signing up. But I think it's when people focus on the numbers, like of how many they're going to sign, rather than the numbers of how many they're going to speak to, because it's a numbers game. You might have to speak to 50 people to get one person to sign up. But if you know that if you speak to 200, you're going to get 4, and it's worth it. Whereas if you message a few people and they say they're going to join, honestly, if 4 people say they're going to join, you'll probably just get 1. That's just the way that it is. And I know that sounds really bad, but I think people get so disheartened when they think someone's going to sign up on that team as a loyal or a distributor, and then they don't. But we haven't got any control over that. It's nothing that you've done wrong. It's just the way that it is for everybody.
Yeah.
So if you just focus
I love it. So rather than going, I'm going to get 10 loyals this month. I don't know, or 4 loyals this month. say, I'm going to message, and we should be doing that anyway. So we should be going, well, if I want 4 loyals, I need to speak to this many people a day.
Yeah.
I think if you switch that around, and it's almost as if you completely remove what the end goal is. Because like you say, the minute you've got somebody who says, oh yeah, then you're already sort of ticking that off in your head
Yeah.
as a done. And then you might slow down a little bit. Whereas if you say to yourself, I'm going to message this many new people every single day, even if 2 of them say they're going to become loyal customers, that's great. But the next day, you still got to message the people.
Yeah.
So you
See,
still
mine's adding people. It's like adding brand new people. I'm like, who do I like go to straight away? And it's like, do I go to friends of friends? And but I've said to like some of my really close friends, I'll pass on to the all girl groups. See if any of them are interested. It's just the initial, who do I add? Like,
I add everyone. Vicky, I probably added you because you were friends with Carolyn, and I probably thought that Carolyn would never join. Being totally honest. That's probably how I ended up with you on my Facebook. I go through my friends and their friends, and I just add them, and I go on a little adding spree. But it is hard when I remember how scared I felt when I first clicked add friend. Like, oh my god, what am I doing? But you've just got to do it. Honestly, just go for it. And then once you've done it a few times and you realise that people are actually like accepting your friend requests, and people that don't want to be your friends will just not accept it, and that's fine. But just go for it, and then you'll get over it.
Yeah, it's just that initial hurdle, isn't it?
It is, yeah, totally.
So.
It took having so Melissa's not on the call, but Melissa added like about 1,000 people in a day or something ridiculous. Her numbers were just ridiculous, weren't they, Tracy? And and I was like, what do you mean? How are you? What do you mean you're getting all these people? And she kept posting the pictures, and I was like, oh my god! And I felt completely shamed because I was trying to add like a couple of people, and I've always consistently added people to my Facebook, but probably didn't add people that I didn't really know or that I'd not met. I was just trying to expand my network, and I can remember one thing I did was when we moved house, I had a few things that we were giving away for free, and in this one, I put it in a mummy and baby group because we were giving it away for free, and loads of people were interested in it. So even though the first person that asked got it, I still added all the others as friends.
Yeah.
And that was probably that was like my step into bravery. Whereas now, I just go into my suggested friends. I've gone into one of my cousins who she's been watching me for 3 years. If she joins the business, great, but I wouldn't rule it out, but I don't think she's destined to do it anytime soon. I went into hers. When you go into your phone, it's really clever, because when you go into like one of your friends' list, when you go into their Facebook profile, and you click on their friends, unless they've protected their friends, which you only tend to do if you're in network marketing, but it gives you suggestions. So it actually says suggestion. So that's somebody that you might know. And what you'll find is what I found is I was going through quite a few of them, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, I do actually know quite a few of these people. And then what happens is that as you click on them and add them, then your suggested friends, it just gets broader and broader and broader.
Well, that's what's happened with me, because you know what I've been like. I've been really tentative.
Yeah.
And I went to a ladies' night on Friday, and it was a gym that I used to go to.
Yeah.
And there was people that I sort of knew only from going to classes. So I thought, right, I'm going to go home. and I'm going to add them all. And I literally added about 40 in the space of about half an hour.
That is
And
brave of you.
And there was only one person that went, do I know you? And I sort of went, oh no. So I just went, oh, we've just got loads of like mutual friends. And she went, oh, that's okay then, because I've just got some really weird people adding me. But she was the only one.
And she still added you then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was really pleased. And then I've just thought, I've sort of got over that bit of a block now. And I just think I'm just going to add anyone within reason. And then if they're a bit weird,
isn't it? Where you
if they're a bit weird, I'll just get rid of them.
Yeah. Once you realise that actually people don't question it, or you might get the odd person, or what you will need to do is you need to go into your outgoing requests every so often.
Yeah, I've done that.
Cancel them out just because Facebook doesn't like it. So if you've got loads of pending friend requests, then it thinks that you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing.
Well, the vast majority of these women, because we've got so many mutual friends, and I mean, I don't know these mutual friends really. I just know them to look at and maybe say hello. But yeah, they've been quite happy just to add me.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that now, what will happen is that, so because you've gained those 40 new friends, those people could have like loads of mutual friends with you, with somebody else, and it then suggests them, and you then get people, and you're like, oh my god, we've got like 40 mutual friends, but I've no idea who you are, but I'm going to add you anyway. Look like you could either two ways. You're either like, oh, you could do with the rat, or actually you really look after yourself, so you probably like the rats. By the way, it's a winner.
It's like the girl at the NEC that I spotted, and I went, I'm friends with her on Facebook, but I don't know who she is.
Yeah, who was talking to her? Was it Janine?
And I had to go and say, is your name Claire? And she was like, yeah. Do I know you? Well, we're friends on Facebook.
Did I tell you about when I walk through town now? So because I've added so many people that are like massive mutual friends, clearly a lot of them live locally to me. So I just walk through the town smiling at everybody now, because I don't want to be that person that they go, well, she's added me as a friend and she can't even acknowledge me in town. So I smile at everybody because I'm like, there's a high chance I'm friends with you on Facebook.
I wouldn't know half the people, to be honest.
I just walk around smiling at people. I'm like that. Oh, I'm going to have to be really polite to everybody now.
I had a girl come in hospital the other week in premature labour. And she goes, oh, I know you. You're my friend on Facebook.
Oh, bless.
Shit.
This isn't about Facebook friends, but I've got something that John Eric shared today, and it was, this is what he says: a principle across all social media is that posting is marketing and messaging is sales. They work hand in hand. If you need volunteers Saturday at a community outreach, you can post all day long, but at some point you are going to have to message people and ask them. People get confused. They tell me nobody like wants to buy, and I say, have you asked anybody? And then they say, yes, I post all the time about it. And then he says, oh, so you haven't actually asked anybody. See the difference? Posting is building awareness, messaging creates action.
Yeah, funnily enough, that's my next thing.
It's really good.
Oh, is it?
So I've got posts, adding people. The next fear list is messaging.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the one I struggle with.
Yeah. I got off Louise. When I first set up, I was just like, what do I say? What do I say? I was like, right, you tell me what you say, and I'll just kind of like go along with this kind of thing. But when I get someone new inquiring about it, I usually send the same message to them, but tweak it so like they know it's not like as if like I've genuinely just wrote it out for them. But that was my difficulty, was writing out messages. I was, oh my God, if Louise wasn't in my life, my God, I didn't know where to start.
Oh, bless. But what if they've not asked you, Vicky? What if you're asking them for the first time?
I've said like, oh, hi hon, how's you doing? Like, how you doing and everything. And I tend to go for people who are saying like, oh, I need to get Beachbody ready for like the holidays, and I'm like, Target. That's who I'm aiming for. Literally every time. Like at the moment, I'm getting quite a few girls popping up on my Facebook, like old school friends that I've never seen for like 9-10 years. Just starting to pop up, and I'm like, you're the girls I'm after now. But like, I know like these group of girls are from a big group of girls from school as well, so they've been passed on, and I've had like loads of random people that I haven't spoken to since I was like 11, 12 messaging us now, and I'm like, right, this is it. Like, I'm starting to get it going, and it's just the initial of, do you want to be a loyal customer or do you want to be a distributor? It's like, I really want to aim for Ruby, but at the moment it's like, oh, brick wall, I'll get over it, don't worry.
Did you watch John Eric's Periscope about messaging this morning, Rachel?
I haven't caught up with him. I've got a few that I need to watch, but I haven't had a chance.
I don't know how long it's on for.
Oh, his are always really long. He talks so much.
No, I mean,
he talks more than me.
I don't know how long he's keeping it on the thing for, because he said that he was going to, it might only go up for 24 hours.
Well, I've actually paid to be in his special social media group.
Did you have to pay?
Yeah, but it's mint. I haven't, to be honest, I've been looking through, but I haven't like managed to get like he's posting things in it, and that's just what I read that off. I've just scrolled down to find the post, and there's loads more being added, and he sends emails. It's just trying to keep on track with it all. But what he said was that there's no way that you'll be able to keep up with every post and every message, and if you try and constantly keep up with it, you'll miss everything. And he said you just take what you can from the group. But I'm just like, wow, I need to read this, I need to read this, I need to listen to this, I need to listen to that. So there's so much information in there, I just haven't had a chance to catch up properly with it. But he was saying about he was saying about Facebook being the best relational search engine that you can have. And he was saying about the millions of searches that people make on Google every single day. And he said that on social media, on Facebook, if you type in the search bar on Facebook, friends that I may know who live nearby, it'll bring up people, and apparently it's more effective than using the suggested friends. And if
I want to do it now, my kids have got my phone and iPad.
And you can use the search bar to search anything, so it could be like, you can really stalk people, to be honest, because I could write down posts that Liam Jubb has liked and have a look at everyone's posts that he's liked.
Yeah. Can't you put something like photos liked by...
Yeah, but you can literally, he said...
I can look at all the photos that Neil's liked recently.
I wouldn't do it, because you'll just annoy yourself.
I did do it.
You know what I thought? If I do that to Liam, there'll be some innocent ones, and I'll just be like distracted thinking, why is it like that? So I thought, I
was quite happy with the choices. I was like that. They're good choices, okay. They're not bad.
Oh, did you have a look at it? Did you search it? Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh no, because you know what? I think you'll be. I always think like if you kind of spy on someone, you're going to be disappointed either way, because you're going to be disappointed if you find something, and you're going to be disappointed if you don't. Do you know what I mean? So I just think, don't do it.
I just the theory that it worked. So I was like, let's do it. Let's see.
But he was just basically saying, like, because I always try and say it to like people in our downline and stuff with adding mutual friends. The reason that people come up as mutual friends is because you've got mutual friends. So I always try and tell people not to just add mutual friends without checking them out to see if they're not friends with another distributor.
Yeah, a lot of suggested friends that will come up now are people that you interact with. So I have, Melissa Sharp's got the whole of Burton, I reckon, on hers now. So I just have to go in and make sure that Mel's not.
Yeah.
So
I try and check that. That's why I don't generally add people now who I've got like 100 mutual friends with, because I just think I can't be bothered to scroll all the way down and check. I
Yeah,
just
but
add
you know
people
your
with
team
like
will pop to
a
the top
reasonable.
anyway.
But
Your
what
team and the It Works people always pop to the top.
do they?
Yeah, I find that's my personal experience, is that all I have to do is click on it. With most of them, I don't even have to click. It just comes up and it'll say either Dawn or...
Well, I've see some people, because I've found like people where I live and where my mum lives and stuff like that. I find that like if I scroll down, sometimes I could have like 2 or 3 people off my downline, friends with certain people if they've been to the same school and stuff.
Yeah.
So I try to look. That's why I don't bother looking in people that I've got mega like loads of mutual friends with, because I just think there's going to be someone. But that's why I'm starting to take on board what John Eric said and be more like, because he said that Facebook's the best relational search engine, and if you're quite like, if you pinpoint your search on things that you want, you're going to find people, if you use it this way rather than just, he said that suggested friends is a bit Yankee, that's the way that he described it. And he said that if you search people through the search engine rather than just clicking mutual friends, you'll get more people accepting your friends requests, because you can search for things. So you could search for females who live by me, females who live near me who are engaged.
Really?
Yeah.
It's freaky, isn't it?
And you can search for like ages of people as well. You know, like if you've got a common age of distributors or a common like kind of age bracket, you could search by age as well. Because I don't want to prejudge, because obviously we've got so many distributors in this whole company who've, you know, youngest ambassador and youngest top earner, and you know, what's her name, Shelby Bowman was the youngest millionaire. But I do feel that people who are a little bit older have got more networks and more like circles of friends, because they've had more like jobs and things. That's not making a generalization, and I'm not by no means is not going to be as good as someone who's a little bit older. But what I mean is, I've found in my personal experience that some people have, I don't know, but it sounded good when I started saying it, but now I'm like, no, maybe not.
No, I know what you're saying. So when we've got these new people, how are we going to interact with them for the first time? So that's the thing I struggle with. Are we going to send them a message about the, you know, just to get into a conversation with them? Are we going to say,
He said, John Eric said, as soon as you add someone on Facebook, do not message them saying, hi, I've just added you, thank you for the ad, I'm doing it works, blah, 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 blah. He said that's the quickest way to get someone to defriend you. He said you're getting...
What do you say?
He said not to message people like that. He said you need to be thoughtful. You need to be He said you need to be thoughtful and not spammy. So adding someone on Facebook and then 2 seconds later adding them to a group, or adding them to...
Yeah, I always leave it a week.
Or...
Let's say, would you suggest a week, like add someone new and then leave it a week until they message you, kind of thing? Or...
Well, what I do is I add them, and the reason I leave it a week before I add them into the group is because chances are within a week they've seen what I do.
Right.
So if they're still my friend in a week's time, after I've battered them about wraps because they've been put in my friends list, you know, and at the end of the day they won't all see it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've given them the opportunity to see what I do, so therefore unless they're, you know, not particularly bright, they've worked out that I've added them as a potential customer. So then in a week's time I go to put them into the group, and they've basically been given the opportunity in that time to unfriend me if that's what they want to do.
Yeah. Oh well, that's a good idea. Like
that's how I tend to work it with the group. But it's the messaging. I want to message them, but I haven't got... You know, when you talk about, you know, how many people you want to message a day,
Yeah.
we recently, I don't know if you listened to it's Jade Hooper. Oh, I think it was Jade Hooper did a thing on how to sign loyal customers. And all of these people were messaging, potentially from an Instagram as well, but they were messaging like 100 people a day because they were signing up to 20 to 50 loyal customers a month.
I watched it. It was brilliant.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
Which
Yeah,
is now turned all our videos private, you know.
Has she?
Yeah, because I used some of her videos to help people get started with tips because I love Jade.
Yeah.
And apparently after that periscope that she did, other leaders had kind of been saying things about her in that she's training people the wrong way. She's encouraging people to cold message, and people are spamming people, and she's not happy about, like, they weren't happy about it. So she said, okay, and she's made all of our videos private and said that she'll just do it for her own downline because there was other people not happy with encouraging a cold message. But then I think she said, you know, it's been misinterpreted because what she said wasn't about spamming and stuff. But I don't know. That's just what came out of the whole thing. But I'm gutted that our videos are private now. Can't
Well,
use
all
any
I
of
can
them.
tell you is that I started doing her approach with regards to that and messaging all of my followers. And due to that, I've got, I signed 2 loyal customers and I've got 4 to 5 potential distributors.
45.
4 to 5, sorry, no, 4 or 5.
I was going to
But
say
I've
45.
actually got, I think I've got about up to 180 people that have said they are interested in product testing.
What did you actually say? Because I missed the video. And now that obviously you can't watch a replay
I'll send
on
you. Well, we've actually slightly changed the message, so I can send you the original script because I wrote it down. Oh, so can we not watch it now again?
No, it's all made private.
Oh, that's gutting.
Because I used to love a new distributor starter one. Like, it was 15 minutes long, I think, and it just basically told you everything you needed to know to get started and be successful. And I used to send it to everyone, and it was only when I sent it the other day, someone said, oh, it's saying that this video is private. And I was like, what? And I checked, and then went on an investigation to find out what had happened, and that's what I got told. It had been posted in, are you in like a triple and above group?
No.
I don't know whether it's just maybe Jamie's. I don't know. It's called Escape. Maybe it's like Melody's downline that's got it, and it's triple and above.
I'm in a triple and above.
Triple and above. It's called this Escape. But I don't know. Like I say, it might just be Melody's doubles and triples and above. But it was posted in there. Someone had said something about her videos being private, and someone had written below why, and that's where it came from.
Why do people spoil it?
I know. I think she's amazing, and at the end of the day, she's not a number 7 top earner for nothing. You know what I mean?
Well, I have to admit, I thought it was really quite interesting because John Eric did the whole messaging thing.
Yeah.
And the message that he put wasn't the same as Jade's, but it was very, very similar.
Was it?
And I think it was quite, I felt like it was aimed at her, and there was so many people saying, oh, I need to know this, oh, this really makes me laugh. And I'm like, it made me really confused because I was like, oh my God, there's me and the team saying, right, let's get on it and really try this. And then John Eric's saying, no, you shouldn't. And I'm like, well.
I think the reason why John Eric says that is what I've picked up is that Facebook's got a number that you can send in messages, and once you hit that number you get blocked from sending messages, and he won't tell you what the number of messages are, but he said if you're sending thoughtful, genuine messages, then you would never come over the radar of being a spammer. But when you get to the end of the month, he said, you might message like 10 people this day, 15 people the next day, and then it gets to the end of the month and it's like, hi girl, I'm just wondering, would you like my 40% discount on this product, blah 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 blah. And he says it's just like literally copy and paste, and it's only the name that's changed. And he said that because you're sending it so many times, it just flags a red flag. And because your normal interactions are a certain level, and then all of a sudden month end is just goes crazy. He said, like, why don't you do more each day rather than just, obviously you're going to message more at the end of the month, but he just said it's copying and pasting, and you get blocked from messaging.
Yeah.
Because he said, like, there is a certain number, but he said if you're sending a thoughtful message that's typed to each person individually, you'll never hit that number. Whereas if you copy and paste, you will. That's just what he said. But I don't think it's about necessarily cold messaging people. I think it's because he's had messages from It Works distributors saying, hey, would you like to buy some It Works products? Or, hey, would you like to earn some extra income working from home? And when I was on the cruise, he actually told the story and said, like, I've had an It Works distributor message me about this. And I think he was like, using it as an example, and it was in It Works You, and the woman was in the crowd and she went, oh, that was me. And he went, you know what, if it was me, I wouldn't have admitted that it was you. Like, do you know what I mean? And he was like, he said, oh my God, I was so embarrassed that she actually admitted it was her in the crowd. That,
I messaged one of your team on Tuesday.
Oh, did you? How?
Yeah, asking them if they wanted to try my products at 40% off or as a product tester. It was Donna. And Donna was like, I can't remember. Sorry, I feel really bad now. I have not got my phone. I messaged quite a few people. And she came back and was like, I'm one of you. I'm going to be chatting tomorrow night. And I was like, sorry. I'm usually really careful because I have a list of people that I've added on Facebook, and I have my recently added list doesn't include It Works distributors, so she must have slipped under the radar, but it made me.
Oh no!
Yeah, so I asked her if she wanted to become a product tester, but
Pam Sauda's had it done to her before, and I mean, how embarrassing is that, though? Do you know what I mean? Like, how can you join the company and then message Pam Sauda asking her if she wants to become a product tester?
You never know whether they just searched for Pam and then did it by accident and didn't realise. And then you can't. The problem is that you can't unsend on Facebook.
You can't delete it either, can you?
No.
Can you
whereas on Instagram, it's really clever. You can unsend it. It's amazing.
I think if I was Pam, I'd probably say thanks for thinking of us, but I founded the rap.
Yeah, I found the rap. Bless.
Mel, when you've sent your message to Donna, just saying, hey, do you want to be a product tester?
Yeah.
Was it a totally cold message, or had she messaged you first about the raps?
No, it's a complete cold message.
Okay. And how did you pitch it without sounding like?
Oh, I've not got my bloody phone because the kids have took it. I'll send you the message that I sent because it's the same message that we've started sending on Instagram.
Right.
And I just, because I was getting quite a few people on Instagram coming back, because I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a try on Facebook. I actually did it on my Facebook business page and signed a loyal from it. And actually got, I had 20 people who had been consistently ignoring me actually reply.
Wow.
And one of those joined as a
Now
lawyer.
you need to send that now, please.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. I'll send. I'll get that sent over to you because I've got the full script.
This isn't actually probably the same type of message, but it's something which I'll have to find it in the chat. This is someone out of Jamie's downline. One of her leaders said she's been using it, and one of her leaders has been using it, and she said she's been getting really good thing back from it. I'll have a look. I'm scrolling back up the chat.
and it's funny because that message, Mel actually changed it and put a few emojis in it, and then obviously John Eric this morning said that every message should have emojis at the beginning because people who are sending letters or messages about bills don't put emojis in them. But I'm not entirely convinced whether I'm getting a better response or not from the new message. I'm a bit like torn. I'm a bit thinking, I don't know whether to go back to the original one, but the one thing I am doing is making sure I put people's names at the beginning. So that's one thing I'm doing. So it's not a hey girl message. So I think I'm just going to keep going with it because he was talking about like sending. Oh, here we go. I can read the message. You say, Liv?
I'm gonna look at the back of me.
It's 10:20.
It's not.
It is. You're going to sit on my back now.
No,
Stop.
because
Let me find it. It's quite funny.
I'm gonna go back.
Oh God! Now I've got to remember what the name. How many dollars have you got?
2, maybe.
A couple.
We
Got
like to
Donna
get
Gray.
people on the team with the same name.
We've got Donna Gray and Donna
Oh, here we
Christie.
go. Donna Christie. Hey babes, thank you for confirming me as a friend. I know this is a bit random, but I'm looking for product testers for our Wraps Greens Defining Gel and Skincare range. Couple of spots available this month with massive discounts. Would you be interested? Hey Mel, hope you're good. I'm one of you. Haha. So she snuck through, but that's oh Jesus. Ah! No, you only.
I've just built up the courage and added 10 new people.
Yay,
Oh, well done.
Grew some balls.
Bless. Yeah, I'll send this to Rachel and you now, and then you can pop it on the page. But I'll send you the full script in a minute. We've just amended it slightly, so this is our amended message.
Right.
And I think what this tends to do, and maybe this is why I'm not getting as many messages, is it's because a lot of people will come back and say, what product? And then you obviously go back with the products. So this is switching. You don't have to ask that question. I'm not sure whether, you see, part of me thinks, well, that's an extra message that you wouldn't need to send, isn't it? So you're sort of cutting out the people who wouldn't be interested in any of our products straight away. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, is it?
This I've just been scrolling through my loads of messages. It's this is almost word for word what Katie Jean is using. Hi love, I know this is totally random, but I need pictures for my new portfolio. I have a few spots left on my 40% off discount. I would just need you to buy a product of ours. Would you be interested? And
yeah,
then,
that's the original one.
Okay, awesome. I still need someone for wraps to firm tone and contour. Someone for greens to detox and cleanse your body, hair, skin and nails for supplement and hair growth, and fat fighters to take after meals to absorb fat and carbs. Which sounds like something you would go for? Question mark. I mean,
That's the Jade Hoop. That's the one off the Jade Hooper. That's the message that they're using. Because so the original message I was sending was, hi babes, I know this is totally random, but I need pictures for my portfolio and I have a few spots left for my 40% discount. I need you to try a product of ours. Would you be interested?
Yeah.
And then they come back and say, what products do you do? And you ask them for their number. And this, I think, is really important because, so I didn't ask some people for their number. And what happened is I actually, one of my Instagram accounts got shut down because I was obviously following people a bit too fast.
Oh no.
So I'd made a note of everybody who was interested, but it meant I had to refollow them with my new Instagram. Whereas if I'd had the phone number,
Oh, right, yeah.
so
See,
the
I haven't
other
worked. I used to get a lot of Instagram and I haven't worked it properly recently. I've been working Facebook more, but I need to find a happy balance of doing more of them.
and the other thing is that because they are watching on Instagram, so you can only really do 10 messages an hour. If you've sent your 10 messages out and then every single person replied back to you, and then if you wanted to reply back and you were going backwards and forwards, then their messages soon add up, and Instagram might like think, oh, what's cracking off here. But it's also as well really irritating on Instagram because your messages don't pop up to the top when somebody replies, so you can miss them quite easily as well. So if you put them into text message, then it's a lot easier. The only problem is if I had a girl from the States and I asked her for her number and I was like, oh Jesus, she's from the States, so I couldn't actually message her. So I've amended the follow-up. So when they come back and say what products, I've got, hey, it's Mel from Instagram. First, tell me some things you might be interested in. I still need someone for wraps to firm, tone and contour, greens to detox and cleanse your body. That's not very compliant, so just be aware. Green HSN supplement for hair, skin and nail growth, or lip and eye cream to smooth out fine lines and wrinkles and give you an amazing natural pout, or exfoliating peel to peel away daily debris. So obviously, because we've not got like all the same products, that's what I've been going with. They also say don't follow up on a Monday and a Tuesday unless you've been asked to.
I find Monday is probably my busiest day, and I'm always like, because I'm at work. It's like
really? It says not to follow up on a Monday because everybody's spent up over the weekend.
I suppose if you follow up on a Monday, you're giving people the chance to kind of buy for the Friday. Whereas
that's what they said, is that don't follow up on a Monday or Tuesday unless they've said I get paid on Tuesday. Always follow up on a Thursday and a Friday. So that's just what they were saying. Yeah, so I'll get this anyway. And then when you're following up, and also sending people messages that have liked your pictures on Instagram. But I'll send that over. I am tempted to go back to that original message, I have to admit, because I do think I was getting more interaction from it. But we'll see. Last thing, so this is from a personal perspective, and I don't know if anybody else gets the same. But one thing I've noticed is as I'm getting to the end of month, I'm actually scared of promoting. And I don't mean as in I'm scared, as in I don't want it to happen, but my anxiety just seems to have got loads worse just recently. Like, I don't know if I'm just putting loads more pressure on myself. I don't know how anybody else feels. How are you feeling at the minute, Rachel? Like when you've got people in the team who are going for promotions and you're fighting for that last minute volume?
To be honest, this month we didn't really have anyone doing that because there was one person who was going for it, and a few things happened, and I just said, like, it is possible, but because of the circumstances and stuff, well, don't stress about it. It's a £700 bonus, but getting Ruby is amazing at any time, and she can see the long term, like she can see long term in the company. But I am like, I know that Louise was really stressed last month. She was going for
God. It was Donna's, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Because I think what happens is people don't actually, this is what I find, people think, oh, I've got 2 months to go, Ruby. Oh, I've got a month to go, Ruby. They don't realise that you have to work every day and you have to work hard. Like, it doesn't come easy. And then people get to like 2 weeks before the end of the month and then they start scrambling around thinking, oh no, I'm going to miss the bonus. But it's like, well, you've already had 6 weeks that you haven't done anything. Like, not that you haven't done anything, but you have to start the way you mean to go on. Like, some people are finding their feet, which is totally understandable, but you know, it takes time to get your first distributor and to help them and to get loyal customers. And I think you just need to start, like, just go for it, just run and go for it. But I think a lot of people hold back for fear and all the things we've discussed. And it's until they start finding their feet, they're like, right, I can do this, but then they've just left it too long. And just
I just don't know whether I can cope with the stress at the minute.
When I went diamond, I've never been so stressed in my life.
I know. So we were fighting for Janine's ruby. I think I don't know if I'm putting too much pressure on myself. I don't know whether that's what's happening. And that's not for Janine's ruby, it was for Neil's emerald. Because I was literally like, I was doing this little...
Neil go emerald?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
No, unfortunately, no. And do you know what the gutting thing was? Is that Janine was only, what were you, like 300 volume off your ruby?
That's so cool.
And I'm not joking. So Neil was in Magaluf over the weekend, and I'd got the boys at home on my own, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing because it meant I didn't feel any pressure to like go out or, you know, I could literally I just sat in the garden and I didn't have to speak to anybody in the evening. So it was quite nice, not being horrible, but you know, he wasn't here. So, you know, when you can just focus because he wasn't here. And I'm not joking. I worked so hard. I literally messaged so many bloody people. And this happened. So I got I've got one Instagram. I can't add followers on it because I've put the website link on. Oh, that's a potential distributor from Instagram, by the way. Woohoo! What was I going to say? Yeah, so I can't add followers because I've put the website link on. So I've then got this other Instagram account and I've got it up to bloody 2,000 followers. Friday night, I'm working on it and it just disappeared.
Because we were having a race.
Because me and Janine were having a race for the last 30 of the night and it completely disappeared. I couldn't access it, no one could see it, they just bloody well completely got rid of me, the buggers. So I woke up Saturday morning thinking, I need to get Neil to root emerald, and they've just wiped my Instagram out, and I could have got a little bit upset about it, but I thought, you know what, I've wrote down all the people that are interested, I've got a couple of numbers, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, I'm just literally going to set up another one. So I did, I set up another one. But I don't know, I just don't know whether I just put too much pressure on myself. I don't know. Oh, I think Rachel's frozen.
Have I?
Oh, you're there?
I was trying to read a message and you just you're just like, Rachel's frozen.
Oh, sorry.
I've just realised that I've been missing loads of messages. I didn't even realise. I was just trying to catch up while you were talking.
Bless.
Sorry.
Oh, God. So, yeah. So I just think I put too much pressure on myself.
You know what? I think you do. And it's mindset as well, you know, having like did you write down Neil is emerald?
Donna and Louise have got a private joke going on here.
I know they're making me laugh as well.
What? I
Making
don't know.
me-
I don't know. They need to share.
I just can't stop laughing. Once I start laughing, I just can't stop. You know, when you're at school and you're trying to be quiet, you just can't laugh.
Well, turn yourself on mute because you're putting us off.
I was on mute.
Putting me off. I just like,
Sorry.
it's like, I'm just like, I don't know if I said something funny.
No, I just can't stop laughing, and then I see Louise's face, and it just sets us off. Hey, Jemmy, sorry.
That's okay.
Influence on each other.
Did you write down Neil is Emerald?
Did I write it down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Oh.
Well,
Is he
just
boxed
'cause you
in
were
for
saying-
Diamond?
You what? Sorry.
Is he boxed in for his Diamond? Did I
Yeah,
say?
he's boxed it. Yeah, he got boxed in for Diamond after
Oh
Beauty
my
UK. But I knew that was going to be a push because they were all new people and they were all salons.
Oh, right.
So I knew that
So-
was going to be a push, but I was just really excited to get him boxed in. It just felt nice.
Oh, that's fab. So
But
do you think you'll get it this month?
the diamonds,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to give it my best shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
Is that
his
your
card.
diamond leg for Prez?
No, I'd need him at double.
Oh, really? Have you
Mm,
not already got a double? Or is your double
No.
going trip? Right.
No, because that'll be, Emma will be my triple.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry.
Yeah, so no, so I need him at double, which is completely doable with the people he's got underneath him. Completely doable, but yeah, so he's boxed in for diamond. So I would like to push for it this month, but it's yeah, I just don't know whether I just put too much pressure on myself. How did you feel, Janine, at the end of month? Other than tired because Caleb's not sleeping.
She's gone.
Oh, she's there.
My internet connection's really bad tonight.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was just saying, how did you feel about the end of month?
I was a bit gutted because